Hi, my name is Erica Ellsworth, and this is my teaching learning assignment. I'm going to go ahead and start with the introductory week. The first question that I reflected upon is what I believe is my greatest strength and ability in order to teach to masses, and especially to undeserved groups that need the education. And I believe that my specific strength is my background of working with different families in their homes. I've been a nanny for years, and I have been in different families, and I have been able to observe different dynamics within each different family, and using this understanding that there are so many different dynamics within families. I can try not to base my teaching off of a certain dynamic, that I'm more understanding that each family is very unique. The next question that I reflected upon is why I believe research-based information is so important when teaching families, especially for the practicum project. For me, I think it's super important because the family is putting their trust in you that you can provide them with the best information and the highest quality of information so that they can use it with their families and help their families grow together and bond. And I feel like it would be a break of trust not using the best information and the best research that we could possibly. And then I'm going to go ahead and jump to week 1. The first question I reflected upon is what level of prevention do I currently have an interest in that I would like a future career in. And for me, I would have to say the primary level of prevention is what would best suit me now. I enjoy teaching preventative. I always think it's best for families to have the information before an issue comes up so that they're better prepared to handle it within the family. And then the second question that I reflected upon is what are the potential risks if an educator slides into providing therapeutic remediation? And I think it isn't always a risk for an educator unless licensed or trained in therapeutic treatments to provide any information or treatments to families. This could cause potential harm to the clients, and the information you have may not be up to date because you haven't been through training. I'm an esthetician, and as a professional, I was always taught you don't teach anything out of your realm of licensing and certification. An example is when I was an esthetician, we learned about nutrition and its effect on the body and massage therapy techniques and how they're used within the aesthetic realm of expertise. But you would never go into depths with nutrition, giving a client a nutrition plan, because that is not what our focus was on, and that is up to the nutritionist or other professionals that have had their training, because it can cause potential harm to the client if you're not up to date on it and you haven't had the proper licensing on it. And now jump to week 2. The first question that I responded to is about if I have ever marketed a product before. And I have. When I worked as an esthetician, I worked for a beauty company that focused on skincare, and I was given a product that I was asked to market and to push to our clientele. I learned about myself that I am a horrible salesman and not that great at marketing, especially if I don't truly believe in the product and I don't believe it's needed by everyone. The product I was pushing, I loved the product and I think it was amazing, but I didn't think it was right for everyone, so it was really hard for me to market it to everyone like I was asked to do. However, with family life education, I believe that this is important information for everyone, and I think and I think everyone could use it. And I feel like it would be so much easier to market a family life education because it is such a needed thing, and no one person, wouldn't benefit from this information. The next question I reflected upon is what approach in family life education do I subscribe to the most? And I would say that the best approach would be facilitator approach. That's just because it appeals to me because I feel like the best way for families to learn and grow is to work together to come up with the solutions and ideas to grow and strengthen their bonds, than having someone tell them what they need to do. I understand there are a lot of situations where that is needed. However, I think it is always best if the family can work it out together as a unit. The next question I reflected upon is, what do I believe the purpose of a family is? And I believe it is there for people to have a support system and always have unconditional love. And I think family life education ties in with this, because the family life education is there to teach others how to better support their family and how to better love them and how to build better bonds with one another. And then the next one is, what are some values or beliefs that provide guidance to me as I work with people, whether it is in family life education or in other areas. For most of them, I got from the Duncan and Goddard Appendix A. So the first one, people are free to make their own choices. I think it is so important for anyone who educates others to know you can give them all the information you can and make sure that they are well informed, but it is ultimately up to them to make their choice, whether it is to follow your information and direction or not to. The second is to take the time to try to find out how others see the situation. I currently work in a Montessori charter school, and sometimes I really have to put myself in the shoes of the parents and of the children so I can fully understand how to better help them and how to better assess the situation that's occurring. The next one is to know that the best way a family can grow, or anyone can grow, is if they're mentally and emotionally ready to learn and to grow and to change. Without being mentally and emotionally ready, changing may not be, you might give them the information and all the steps, but they might not be ready for it. Then the last value, it ties back to week 1, is that as a family life educator or any other professional, it is to not teach or provide information to families that is not in our realm of education and licensing or certifications. So make sure that we are teaching what we know, and the therapy and nutrition and everything else to those professionals. I always think you can always recommend professionals, but never teach as if you are an educated in their profession. And then the last question that I reflected upon is what I believe is needed to motivate people and what role do I play in the motivation process. I think what is needed to motivate others is to find what they are wanting to learn and strengthen, and then sit down with them and have them set realistic goals that they can accommodate their wants and needs, so they're able to work towards some things so they can achieve and learn and grow. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry it was so rough.